evening, everyone. Tonight we are talking about mysterious swamp in Styx, Louisiana. In the hot and humid of southern Louisiana, a family was struck with disaster when their son Phineas ran into the swamp. It seemed like an ordinary missing persons case, until suddenly no one could remember him except for his sister Sterling and her boyfriend Heath. Then the case got even more fascinating when a girl named Lenore May appeared in his place, seemingly taking over his life. We have Sterling Sorcier, the first to notice Finn's disappearance. It was tragic, and no one would believe me. No one could see the shine that was suddenly visible to me. Everyone thought I was becoming insane, because I kept talking about Phineas, and they only remembered Lenora May. I was starting to be disheartened until Heath came up to me and told me he believed me, and that something similar had happened to him. When I first heard Sterling yelling about Phineas, I knew I had to talk to her. A year earlier, my friend Nathan ran into the swamp and disappeared, and no one remembered him. After I talked to Sterling, I knew I had to help her get her brother back. Now we have Candy Pickens, Sterling's best friend, who then helped to find Finn in the end. Initially, I thought Sterling and Heath were crazy. I've heard all the stories about the swamp and the creatures and the shine, but I never really believed them. I mean, I really tried to believe them because I wanted to help, but it was virtually impossible. Candy, tell us more about the shining. There are lights in the swamp that draw people in and keep them there. Here we have Phineas, the 18-year-old boy who started it all. I was so angry at Sterling for saying I didn't care about her. I ran into the swamp, not really thinking about the consequences. The shine appeared, and I followed it into a clearing, where I saw a boy my age, which I now know as Fisher, leaning against a tree. He glanced up and told me I was never going to leave.
Candy, Lenora, Heath, and I entered the swamp in search of Fisher and Phineas. So many things happened so quickly. Candy and I find Phineas first and hand him the peach that should have returned him to his former self, but instead starts to drain the life slowly from him. Fisher appears suddenly after Lenora, May, and Heath find us to convince Lenora to come back to him. Then Heath tackled Fisher to prevent him from doing any more damage. Lenora, May, and I then join hands and told the Shining to break connection with Fisher, which then kills him.
This concludes our show on the mystery of the swamp in Styx, Louisiana.
The raspberry.
Click the record button. It starts recording right then. Everyone. Nope. Rewind. Tonight we are talking about a mysterious swamp in Styx, Louisiana.
Everyone thought I was becoming insane because I kept talking about Phineas and they only remembered Lenora, May. I was starting to be disheartened until Fisher appears suddenly after Lenora, May, and Heath find us to